So, it's Jervon in the fucking building. We about to smoke some weed and we about to talk about some shit real quick. Oh my God, that sounds like a radioactive cosmic fart. Okay. Basically what I'm thinking about, especially when I woke up this morning, I was like, I just can't get the fuck off of social media, right? And here's the thing. My attachment to social media has a lot to do with my emotional upbringing, like my complex with emotions and my neurodivergence. Here's the reason why. I notice a lot of people that are neurodivergent, they get on social media and they start to express at least the ones that are more comfortable with their autism or their neurodivergence. It doesn't have to be autism. I'm just autistic. But they get on the internet and they express themselves to the fullest extent, at least slowly or even outright. And they do that and they garner a certain type of audience or a certain type of acceptance that they didn't get from family or people that they wanted the most to understand them. Then when they put all of that energy and all of that basically world creation into the media is a program. When you put your intention for a world that you want to create into a program, it's obviously going to create that world. Slowly but surely is going to create that world. So people who are spiritual and neurodivergent, or even just neurodivergent, but just know something about some goddamn thing, they put so much of their energy into it that it creates a part of them that lives in that social media world. That's why the attachment, and that's why the waking up, the constantly checking the notes, the constantly checking the stories, it's a habit now. Not just because we've been doing it since we were kids. I feel like it's a lot deeper than that, especially being older and still having this. It's like you can detach yourself from people on the internet and you can detach yourself from how people, how you interact with people, how you used to. But it's still this attachment feeling like you have an obligation to the media, feeling like you have something that you would say that would actually matter to the media. But the thing is, the media is dead ass an illusion. All of the people that are there they only exist in that world. Of course, you're going to meet people who are behind these Instagram accounts and that you are friends with every day, or you can meet them. But the aspects of them that are on social media, that only lives in social media. That's why so many people say, oh, you're like, so many people, they meet up with people online and like, oh, you're a catfish, or you're like this, you don't look like how you did on internet, or you did, because you literally cannot. I can look like the person I look like on the internet, of course, but even then, I'm projecting a certain type of personality that I feel is most comfortable for receiving, because there's a lot of aspects of the personality that you hide, and it's not even intentionally. Like, that's to do with the masking too, like fucking Jim Carrey, The Mask. Like, that's what a lot of neurodivergents feel when they mask. They feel like they're embodying so many different personalities. And it's like, some people even go manic with it. They just embody all of them. And they turn those personalities into voices or like different like aspects outside of themselves. So where people call it schizophrenia and shit like that. I feel like that's just a gift. Niggas want to call shit clairvoyant, clear this, clairaudient, clear. Those are gifts. People who have the most craziest stories about certain shit, with hearing this and seeing these visions about this and that, it has a lot to do with the things that they were blessed with or the things that they've acquired over different lifetimes. Because my nigga, like, you're not just gonna come here with something so chaotic as that, as such as chaotic as that disorder, and you're able, and you wouldn't just be able to, use it as a gift, as a power, as a superpower, as a benefit. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all I had to say for that. I'm coming back in another video. My bracelets are fucking cool if you see them. I usually don't talk like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not no pep talk ass nigga. I'm not no TED talk ass nigga, but I guess this is a certain type of era that I'm getting in, because I can talk to people a lot about this and that and that and this, but people just fucking talk over me a lot. And I feel like I talk over people a lot sometimes, only because it has something to do with my excitement for the conversation. That's when I'll actually jump in and be like, yeah, because that's what I was saying. Oh, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off. That's how it is. But when I talk to other people, they're like, it's like they can sense that I'm either catching on to something, or they try to like dismiss it, like, oh my God, Jay, you just talking about some bullshit. Or, oh, hey, here you go with that bullshit, because they think I'm joking. But the thing is, I guess I've done that to myself over time with so much joking, that people don't take when I actually channel this shit serious. But I don't expect them to, because I don't take myself that serious either. I just take my work serious. I take my spiritual work serious. I take how I view myself, how I view with the things that I do. I have to take it seriously. But the way that I take people perceiving me as this and that, whether I joke too much, whether I do that too much, I don't give a fuck. I don't really, especially not anymore, because for so long I've had to accept the term weird. I've been deemed weird. I've been crowned weird. I've been shamed for being weird. It's so many ways you can look at the word weird. Just like I said, crowned for being weird, shamed for being weird. So many different sides of the spectrum of being weird, because weird is subjective. What do you be like, yo, that nigga a weirdo, man. I don't really talk to that nigga. That's the connotation of somebody who's of me talking about a nigga who's done something that's unforgivable, done something that is weird, ignorant, arrogant, maybe even rapey. Like that's the type of niggas I call weirdos. But me, when I was called a weirdo, I'm called a weirdo because of it's just this authentic chaos that I've always had since I was a kid, since I was a baby, since I was a fucking baby. I was in the belly. She was, I think she was in church, or whether she was listening to music or not, I was just in her fucking belly flipping and turning, doing flips in her stomach, because it's so much of that energy that I was just conjuring up in her belly, and I didn't know what to do with it. I was moving and moving and moving. That's why I'm so expressive. I'm so, no matter how that comes out, my expression comes from chaos, because that's where you get the term badass kid. Because the thing is, that's one thing I also want to talk about. What the fuck is a badass kid? Because you've never heard of a kid that was completely obedient. You've never heard of a kid that was completely just the fucking perfect golden child. And if you ever hear about that, it's white children in sitcoms and black children in sitcoms. And even then, the black children in sitcoms are never perfect. They have some type of attribute to them that sets them apart from the different people in the cast. Whether the little black bitch has an attitude, whether the older black bitch has a attitude, and even more attitude, but it's just more funny, I guess, or less funny, or maybe she has wider hips than the other woman. That's the friend of the other friend. Like, all it is just attributes, but it's still all the same character being portrayed. People call kids who rebel, it's that rebellion. They don't want to listen. They call them badass kids. But those badass kids just embody a certain chaos that they cannot control, that they, at least not at that time, they don't know how to control it. They don't know how to balance it, because they just came from that world of chaos. So they're coming into the world of, they're coming into an illusionary world, actually. So think about it. If you just came from a world where you can create anything with your mind, and now you're coming into a world where it's rules and regulations for how to live as a person, yeah, I'm going fucking insane. The fuck? Why the fuck would I be a good ass kid here in a reality that doesn't exist? The fuck is a good ass kid gonna do me better in a reality that does not exist? The fuck are we talking about? Shut that lame ass shit up. Badass kid. I hate when people say that, because it's like, one thing I do understand is the kids who are just, or at least the children, who grow up to be actually like evil in that connotation. In the connotation y'all want to put for badass kids, we can say evil for the kids that we're talking about. Those ones are ones who just inherently want to fuck shit up. That's a different type of chaos. That's not really authentic. It's more like a curated chaos from trauma and shit that happens on earth. But when you get people, you get those kids who are just rebellious and don't want to listen to authority, because authority also is subjective, which makes it also an illusion. You know? So it's like calling people badass kids, they're not even bad kids, bro. I always hated that. Like, always the black mothers, always the black mothers, always the black mothers that want to pin badass kid. Oh, he's just bad as fuck. I even know a lot of people who call themselves spiritual, but still fall into that trap of calling children bad as fuck, badass kids. I understand that's, one of the ways you can express that this kid is not like the other kids I know. But what fucking kid do you know is ever gonna be fit into that perfect golden child criteria? No child, especially no child that's meant to be something. The fuck am I listening and regulating to? Like I'm in fucking military school. You don't call me a badass kid because I want to rebel against the shit that y'all been doing for generations that's never benefited the family and kept it in a constant state of fear, paranoia, and traumatic, cyclical, circle of life ass experiences and shit. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I make music for badass kids, chaotic people, chaotic kids, niggas that know, that get it, that understand that the weirdness is a part of this, is a part of the authenticity that everybody wants to fucking be. Everybody wants to be authentic. You motherfuckers are not authentic. You motherfuckers are climbing the ladder to be the most different looking, sounding, feeling motherfucker on the planet. We already have a lot of these motherfuckers. Everybody wants to be a content creator. Everybody performing. Bro, being a human is the performance in itself. You're not even really supposed to be human. And we are. This is the illusion. This is the shit that we need to worry about. The fact that we're human in the first place. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nah, we're all human beings. It's okay. It's just to give me a hug and a kiss. Get the fuck out of my face. All that shit is so artificial, bro. I just push that shit to the side, bro. Like, this shit's so artificial, bro. I don't want none of that. None of that. Huggy, huggy, wuggy, soggy, twuggy, wuggy, duggy, duggy, wuggy, lovey-dovey shit. Unless it's from an actual source of genuine love and compassion. I can tell. I feel like it's so easy to tell now. These love and light motherfuckers don't even love the light. They don't. Yeah, out of darkness comes light. Literally. Simple as that. Confirmation. I'm dropping dimes. Ooh! Come on! If that was a dime, bro, that would be crazy. If that was a dime, that would have been crazy. But my nigga, like, out of darkness comes light. And you look at the story of if you're a Christian, which you're not really welcome to my channel, but I mean, if you're able to understand what I'm saying and not have your religious perspective on it, that's cool. But even looking at the Bible, that nigga said, let there be light. What the fuck was happening before he let there be light? Darkness. Out of the darkness comes light. So the children who are coming from this darkness, they're supposed to integrate their own light coming from that darkness. You don't just pop out of the womb. That's even in the Bible, they always say, oh, when you're born into this world, you're born into sin. That's the easiest way of trying to pin a child as a badass kid so that they can come to the church to get sanctified, to get blessed, to get baptized, to get cleansed, to get exorcised. Don't exercise me. I done got baptized and got even more demonic. Come on now. This shit doesn't fucking work. Only if you're programmed to have your psyche washed away by the water. Only if you're able to be programmed that way. You will be programmed that way. And you will actually be cleansed of your iniquities. Because the iniquities would only be they would only be perceptive of what you would think an iniquity is. I could think an iniquity is going to the club, I guess, and I need to be cleansed of that. You could think an iniquity is smoking weed. Two different iniquities, and now we both got cleansed for both of them. It's the same shit. If we're both able to perceive it that way, that means it's a fucking illusion. That means iniquities don't fucking exist. That means that all this shit that y'all are doing to try to be the best man, the best woman, even in spirituality, doesn't fucking matter. It literally doesn't. It only matters to the energy that you're working with. If you're working with the type of energy that you want to bring more people in, and you want to at least, I don't know, create some type of fucking community with them, then that's what you do. But real niggas know nobody's getting along. Nobody loves each other. Nobody gets it. Everybody's still calling each other badass kids and good ass kids. But there's no fucking good ass kid. When have you heard of a good ass kid? The only reason that you think there's a such thing as a good kid and a bad kid, because you've seen it play out on television, which is television programming for your subconscious mind to let you know that these are the ways families are supposed to work. The mom and dad are this way. The sister and brother are that way. If it goes out of any criteria in this set of rules, nigga, you're done. You're an outcast, you're an outsider, you're different, you're weird, you're strange, you're peculiar. All of these labels on you because you don't want to fit in the criteria. I feel like that is the rebel. The rebel is the motherfucker who becomes conscious. That's the whole rebellion. You're rebelling. You have to become the badass kid. That's the path. That's the spiritual path. That's what I had to become. I had to realize this badass kid mentality had to do with programming, social programming, and subconscious programming, and a whole bunch of, social control to try to get people to act a certain way. If I came to the fucking earth already peculiar, strange, and off-putting, at least in the eyes of people who are so traditional with this shit, I look at that as a blessing. Because you motherfuckers strive to be different. The motherfuckers who are actually different, they don't want to be, because they feel like it's alienating them from the rest of society. But these are the people who have to realize society is a fucking joke. Why the fuck would I want to be like them anyway? And now that people are catching on to that, it's gotten even worse. Now that everybody is catching on to that, they're like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to be like majority. I just want to be different. Now I'm different. I'm not like these people. I have this. I'm not like these people. I have that. I'm not like these people. I have this. What the fuck were these things created for? These things were created for you to have a choice to pick something and identify with it. That's everything that everybody's doing. All you're doing is picking something, identifying with it, and trying to see how many other people can't identify with it, so that your identity is more individual than the other. You stupid fuck. Fuck you. Fuck you, nigga. You're a fucking fraud, and you know that. Peace and love, ass niggas, they will die. But I still preach peace and love. Peace and love. Dropping dimes again. I'm still preaching peace and love. But I'm not fucking like advertising it, you know? You motherfuckers are branding it. I'm expressing it. Because that's who I am. And I'm also a chaotic ass being. I came here to balance that. You motherfuckers are just, you know what? It doesn't matter what you motherfuckers are doing. It only matters what you motherfuckers are doing when you're doing it amongst other people who are doing it, which is going to create a system of dumbass niggas doing things. Which is how it's always been. Fucking dumbass. Step outside of the fucking box. I don't care how crazy I sound right now. If I don't sound like you motherfuckers, I am blessed. Fuck you. But I love you. Especially the people that understand as much as I love you. Fuck you to the motherfuckers that think they're so intellectually deep. They can't even Bro, they can't even get over themselves, bro. But they'll say the most, you know what, whatever. Love.